Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where each week myself, Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth, and the Coco co-host Manulus Rojas Martin Jr. try and put the love back in you right.
It just rolls off your tongue so sexily. Oh my God. Thank you for being here and tuning in with us. We are live on a very special Memorial Day, Love in Black and White podcast. And we just want to say thank you to all those, who gave their life to keep this country safe. We greatly appreciate you. You are in our thoughts and prayers and all that good stuff. But
yes.
Today we will be putting the love back in the world that needs to be there. That is right. We left off on a very interesting question last week. And we left you with, would we ever consider going to Mars to begin a new civilization? That's a deep question, Jay. I don't know if I could personally do it. Oh, man. So it just,
Oh, first of all, Victoria. Hello, Victoria Mariah. Welcome into it.
Hello,
Victoria.
there,
I didn't even notice. We're both wearing like a gray.
What are the odds? That's nuts.
Oh, Victoria.
Oh my God, we're so matchy.
Okay, so would we be okay? So, and this is the first we would be the first people.
Let's say you're the pioneers. Yeah, you're the Adam and Eve per se,
or Adam and Steve. Hey,
Adam and Steve. Yeah,
maybe at this point there's some way that they can get guys pregnant. We don't know.
There you go. Yeah, we're not judging. Yep. You know what? Because here on the Love in Black and White podcast, we love everybody. We believe in all possibilities. And you know what? We're making it happen. So if you want to be Adam and Eve, Adam and Steve, whatever, you go ahead and do that. So you're the first pioneer. You're the first person to go and create a new civilization. Would you be down for it?
Watch JR. I don't know what the fuck that.
Okay. Junior?
I gotta ignore Victoria because she's rambling already.
She's drunk again.
Okay, so we're the first person. God, dude. Okay, have they had at least some test missions with rockets, whether it had a dog in it or a monkey or some shit in it? That
okay. Let's say that there's just this chimp that's like chilling on the planet when you get there.
It's fucking going crazy.
Like that chimp that ripped that dude's face off or the chick's face off in her hands. Yeah, so you're just like, I ain't gonna fuck with that monkey, but there's pods there, and you know that they have developed it to where it's safe enough to go, but once you step outside, there's really no oxygen. Well, okay, let's say they found out how to terraform it and create atmosphere and oxygen. Are you down to go, knowing that you may never see half of us ever again, and that the Wi-Fi is going to be spotty if we're going to do Love in Black and White between planets?
Okay, so I mean, there's so many questions. I would I would annoy them because I'd be like, okay, I'd have my hand. I'd be like, got another question. Sorry. So is it just me? Because you're saying we're going there and we're going to populate the planet.
Yes.
Or we're going to be the first.
Yeah.
Is it? So it's just two people, me and a girl. Yes. Or a guy and a guy, if there's a way at that point.
Yeah. So we'll just say and it's not like a whole group of people, but they just want to test it out. They're like, okay, we're gonna send Jay and Beyonce or whoever, or Oprah, whoever you think is
yeah. What up, Cosmetic Chic or
Cosmetic Chic?
She made the live. That would be another thing. So it's like if I go to if they go to you, Manny, and they're like, yeah, you congrats, Manny, you get to repopulate this planet, and you're going with this woman that looks like Jay, beard and all. Get to work, buddy. Start to fucking.
What's so crazy? It's like after a while, you know what I mean? You're all by yourself. You're like, I'm just gonna close my eyes and just make it happen.
you're like this big boned bitch that looks like Jay. I mean, at the right angle with a little bit of the sunlight, maybe.
The way that the sun hits the atmosphere and bounces off her back, it makes her look like.
And then the other thing, can I communicate with people back on? Like, could I still call people or communicate with people?
Yeah. Let's say you could communicate, but you're on some like dial-up type shit.
Yeah. So I'd be like, man, she's huge. That's all you get.
Send me a picture of your titty.
She broke my dick.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I don't know, dude, because I love and value my friends and friendships so much that would be
Right.
tough.
Yeah.
And yeah, what if you have a fight or what are you like? I'm gonna go to the other side of the planet or something. Like, all right, bitch, go ahead.
Yeah, go
You'll
ahead.
be back. You'll be back.
You always come back. She comes riding back on the Mars rover. She said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, I mean, and then yeah, do you know the person? Have you spent time with him? Now, if it's like, okay, you can select, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll take Victoria.
Right, right.
Like,
I see what you
what's
did
that,
there.
Victoria? Just kidding. Yeah, I'd be like, nope, not going. No, if you okay, so you can pick the person. For those that just joined us, if you were selected, would you be willing to be the first person with one other person to go to Mars,
right,
and start populating it? Be the first, and so I'm like, there's got to be all.
He needs all questions.
Suicide. Yeah, I'm like, there'd be too many questions. I couldn't just like. They're like, okay, here's all you need to know. You're going to go to Mars. You're going with a female, and you guys have to populate it. I'd be like, nah, there's no way I'm going.
Right.
I got more questions.
Yeah, Felicia's like, nope.
Yeah, yeah, like you're doing in this chat, Victoria. Yeah, you would be rambling on too much and asking too many questions. By the way, Victoria, we've known Victoria for what 10 years?
Yeah, 10 plus. We love her.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I think it's a no. There's just I have no passion to be the first to go populate a new planet, you know, written about in the history books. I'm good. You know, it's like there's too much here that I enjoy. I mean, unless this planet was like falling apart and I'm like, well, this is my only other chance. That's the only time I'm probably going to go. So,
yeah. Okay. So, and I think like I said, I value my friendships. And I mean, like the only of my immediate family that's still around is my pops.
Right.
But like my friends, I definitely love my friends. You're not able to do stand up what you're passionate about unless you're like, hey, what's the deal with this guy's tentacles or whatever the fuck you're saying about aliens.
So I'm on this red planet.
Yeah.
Is it on its period? Am I so
gravity? Stupid. What is the deal with gravity?
And you're sending it like via the stream where it's all breaking up and shit. So it's like you're only hearing every third word of your joke.
Yeah. If they hand me a beneficiary designation for life insurance, yes, that's what N said. Yeah, so I think both of our initials would be hard no.
Yeah.
But okay, so now what would it take for you to go, okay, under these circumstances, yes, I'll go. I'll be that first.
Yeah, I would be like, okay, I'd have to know that it was terraformed. I would need to know that there were like pods and that I wouldn't
wasn't
have
that wasn't that the rap group that Joe Budden was in? Oh no, it's Terror Squad.
So awful. Oh man, you know, I would have to like I'd have to be able to bring like my whole family, all my friends. You know, I'd have to have PlayStations.
Sorry to interrupt you, but what if it was like, so they're like, okay, so who do you want? And you list this people, and then they don't even ask us; they just grab us. I'm like, hey man, I don't want to go to Mars. What the fuck, man?
Exactly. And then we're all there, and there's not even enough guy to girl ratio.
Yeah, and then we're not talking to you because we're pissed that you fucking made us go to Mars.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to come down to like. It would have to almost be an already built civilization to where it's like, all right, we're starting over and we have all the necessities we need. You know what I mean? There's a 7-Eleven, you know what I mean, that we could just hit up. And, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I would a lot of the same stuff. Like I love technology. I like creature comforts. So I'd want, you know, do I got Netflix up there? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, it would be nice, I guess, if you're thinking about it from a making a society what you want it to be standpoint, because there wouldn't necessarily be violence per se if it was just all your people. But you wonder if, you know, societies, that's how they divide. They're like, I don't like what Manny's doing, I don't like what Jay's doing, so we're gonna go over here on this side, and we created stones and sticks that will fuck you up with. And so
yeah, I would have to have friends that are going, that want to go, you know, obviously they're like, okay, we're on board, because I wouldn't want to be like I have to talk you into it. I'd be like, come on man, let's do it, Manny, you, Crystal, come on, let's do it. And you're like, all right, Jay. Then we get up there and you're like, God damn it, Jay, why'd you talk me into this shit? I fucking hate Mars.
That's the thing. It's like, I think you get bored after a while. I think it's the same thing as Island Fever, where it's like you're stuck in Hawaii, which is a beautiful place.
Island fever. I've got island fever.
So stupid. But no, I do think that wait, hold on, not to be rude.
Read Felicia's.
Okay. I don't think the people who are planning life on Mars want black people anyway.
I would.
Thank Felicia. You. Right? This shit would be hilarious though. Can you imagine just the shit we'd be starting? Who the fuck took my motherfucking rocks today? He's like, oh shit.
And then but if it's a mixed group, they'll be like, fucking Sarah was cooking again tonight. This is gonna be pretty boring.
Potato salad with raisins, bitch.
Tammy Joe was cooking again. I mean, I just tried to throw a little something in there, little southern raisins.
Oh my god, yeah,
that would be a little southern pride in our cooking.
That would be nice though, to like go to a planet where there's just no racism. You know what I mean? And you just got all cool ass people that get along. So,
there's always something,
Yeah.
Who will set the trends? Mars will turn into mayonnaise. True.
I mean, you know what? Then, like, can you just imagine if it was my people up there and we got some aliens and we're just clowning them and shit? Look at this motherfucker's tentacles and shit. Tiny ass tentacle having motherfucker.
You're like, your mama. The alien's like, I don't have a mama.
Why are they so mean to us?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Amazon. Yeah, I gotta have Amazon delivery. They gotta rocket shit up to us.
Man. Yeah. So I ultimately I think it's a no for me. I'm not. There's too many things I enjoy here on this planet, and even as fucked up as it is at times, it's like it could be a great place. And it's like shit. I don't want to look at a red sky every day. I don't want to look at a barren wasteland. So I'm good.
I would say it would take. My demands for me to be that guy would not be met. There's no way. Small tentacle energy. Good one, Wonder Man. That's fucking great. All right, let's. We have a listener email.
Yes, and we here on the Love in Black and White podcast do not pressure you into writing in, but we thank you so much for doing so.
Yeah, that's a shout out to the Hollingsworthless, where it feels like, you motherfuckers didn't write in. Then we just get bombarded with letters. I'll pass on Mars. Stefan Ward, unless I can access Love and White. Oh, unless I can access Love in Black and White there.
What I love it.
Wrinkles, come here. Wrinkles is
all right. So we got an email from the one and only.
I'm talking about Wrinkles.
God, I'm so sorry. Did you want to show his dick on TV again? Let's see. So this one came from Daphne this week. Loyal listener. Thank you, Daphne. We appreciate the hell out of you. Hi, Manny and Jay. You have a friend that has been married for 10 years with 2 kids, ages 8 and 6. They confide in you that they found out that the 6-year-old is not their biological child. What advice would you give them? Tell Tammy Joe and Reverend I said hi, Daphne, loyal listener from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, so you're friends with the mom for 10 years?
So that's what it sounds like to me.
So
yeah. So that you'd be friends with the mom, but the dad doesn't know that the 6-year-old isn't his. They confide in you that it's not their biological child.
And then what advice would we give the mom?
Well, let's do both. I'm not sure if we're reading it right. I think we are. So let's do it from both angles. So as far as the mom goes, if she knows that the kid's not his, I would say you got to do the right thing and just be like, hey, as much as I love you, this 6-year-old may not be yours. We were going through some, and that's hard to say. You know what I mean? It's like, I can only imagine.
Yeah, because you don't know, were they on a break or did she just straight up cheat or
right?
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's a whole like canon. I mean. That's
God,
because so I know somebody who has.
And you gotta tell. Sorry, I was just gonna say. If you're gonna tell them, you got to tell your husband, and then you got to tell the kid.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about it. Is the poor kid has been thinking that's his dad for his whole life, and then all of a sudden it's not his dad. So, I mean, shit. I don't feel like it's my place to tell. you know,
Right. Yeah.
somebody. But at the same time, it's like, damn. Like, here's the thing: if it was me and like, let's say you were a female instead, but you were still my best friend, and you told me this, I'd be like, damn, you know what, Jay, it's not my place,
Yeah.
but you should really just come clean if you just found this out, because so I know two different scenarios. There's one girl that we actually used to work with who thinks that the baby's dad that she's getting child support may not be his dad, because she hooked up with two dudes at the same time, kind of like back to back. And then another person who their kid is 30 now, like in their 30s, and she refused to get the kid genetically tested because she was just like, I'm not going to do that to my child. And I'm like, so you don't even really know in your mind if that's the baby daddy, but you've been putting it on him for that long. But
the other thing too is like, I mean, it's such like a poker thing, like
right.
where, what if you tell the dad and he's like, he wish he would never known,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like,
I mean,
man,
there's that part of me that it's like, I always want to know the truth. But then at the same, oh, for real, like, I'm with Dev Boy, send him to Maury. You know what I mean? I'm 110% sure, Murray, that he is the baby father. I think that, I mean, I'm always along the lines of, honesty, but damn, like to do that to a kid. And also, but if like, let's say for instance, Crystal had, this kid and I had grown attached
blonde.
to yeah, exactly.
Just pale white,
blonde, blue eyes.
Like, Crystal's, I think.
Maybe. But yeah, I would be like, you know what? I'm still gonna raise this kid like he's my own, but like, I'm really upset about this shit. You know what I mean? Even if I would say this, even if like we got a divorce and because of that situation, I'd be extremely hurt, but I would still take both kids on the weekend like they were my own, you know what I mean? And still do the parent thing. But yeah, that's a crazy situation. Reverse scenario. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure I've told it on this, the story about my pops when I was like 18. When I was like 18, my dad, he lived in right down the street from Wilson High School. I lived with him, and he was like, just randomly out of the blue, he was like, did you ever wish you had siblings? And I was like, well, I mean, it'd be cool to have like a little brother or maybe like an older brother. That'd have been cool. And he's like, oh, okay. Kind of takes a minute, and then he goes, well, you got a sister. She's 21. I just met her.
What? Jesus Christ.
And he's like, apparently he had hooked up with a lady. She got pregnant. She never told him. Had a daughter or had a girl, and the girl was 21. Called my pops. Was like, hey, you don't know me, but I'm your daughter, and I just want to meet you if that's cool. I don't want anything, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, sure. And then I think they went and had a drink.
Wow.
And then that was it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Okay, so you're friends with the mom. Okay, we're doing that first.
Yeah.
I would probably be first. I'd ask her like, what's going on in her head? What's her thoughts?
Right.
Yeah, it's the hurtful situation. Guyanese gal said it's a hurtful situation because the whole family is affected. There's two whole families too, because like maybe the other family with the dad, they don't have any idea, or he doesn't even have an idea. Who knows?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So I would probably talk to you talk to her and see where her head is at. What's going on in her thoughts,
right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the quick and easy answer is like, oh yeah, you got to tell him. I mean, that's like the first thing I'm sure everybody is like, you got to say. But then, I mean, you're talking about so many layers of shit that can affect that are going to affect everybody.
Right.
Like, well, like what if the actual dad? What if he's dead? He's not going to be in the person's life. Yeah.
So okay, get this. So there was a girl that my dad used to date for a long time, and I'll never forget, he like kind of broke up with her, started seeing this new lady, and they got married, and so we had a new stepbrother, everything. The ex came by the house, started banging on the door and yelling. I'm like 11 years old, my sister is probably 6 or 7, my stepbrother's like 5 or 6, whatever, and she's like, Manulas, because me and my dad have the same name. She's like, come out here right now. And so, anyways, my
You're like, what I do?
seriously, right? So my stepmom, my stepbrother, and my sister, they all get in the car and they go somewhere, and they just leave me and my dad there. I'm like, I'm 11. Why are you leaving me here with this shit? But my dad didn't show up to this kid's birthday, and I think for the longest time we thought that the kid was his because they look alike in these pictures, and I'll show you someday. Like same nose I have, but I don't think it was his kid ultimately. So fast forward after he passed away, I told my his last girlfriend, my stepmom, that hey, this might be his kid, but I don't think that you should say anything because what good is it going to do? He's already gone. So she reaches out to the mom and is like, oh, he just is such a handsome young man. I just was wondering, is that Manulus's child? And I was like so pissed. I was like, I told you not to do it. What good is it going to do? This kid already doesn't know who, you know what I mean? And like the kid posted something, I read it on his page. He was like, to have been lied to all these years, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that my dad is his dad, but even in hindsight, I'm with you. What good did it do? Because he doesn't get to know that person, and you don't know if he's already on good terms with his dad, and maybe that's all he needs. I don't know.
Yeah, it's always that hindsight's 2020, like
Mm-hmm.
who knows how it's gonna, it could go the other way. You tell and the husband is like, well, we were on a break, I understand, and I'm glad you told me. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of hurt and stuff. It won't be that calm and everything. And then the child's like, okay, dope, I there's somebody out. I mean, you don't know how anybody's going to react. It's just I mean, God, there's so many layers, and I would basically want to know. I would just talk to the friend and where's their heads at. What's their thoughts on either way?
Right,
I mean,
right.
To get their input and what's their thoughts on either way and why. Like if she's like, oh, I don't think I should tell him. I'd be like, okay, well, why? What's your reasoning behind that? Because I don't know. Is she going to tell me something that I didn't even think about? I'm like, oh fuck, maybe that's a valid thing. Like, we talked a long time ago, and he always said that he would never want to know or something. Who knows?
Right. Or he says like, oh, he always said that he would kill me if. So I mean, I'm all for keeping a secret if it's if you confide in me, I'm not going to go elsewhere with your secret. But at the same time, I'm just going to let you know where I stand and what I would do in this situation. Although easier said than done. I think that's a loaded question. But ultimately, the Reverend always says, the truth shall set you free. And, God only put us on this earth for so long, Brother Fred. And,
yes.
Thank you. Go ahead, Fred. Yeah, is there something you want to?
I just want to say, yes.
Thank you, Fred. That was such a powerful, there's so much power in the word yes, because yes, you can. And yes, you can give to our organization. Go ahead and send that plate around one more time. We got bills to pay. Come on, Saints. We could do a great job in just making my church beautiful and giving me this amazing lifestyle that I live.
Brother Ezekiel. All right. Let's see. Here's a question. Is it okay to talk about your relationship problems with your friends, or should you be careful because when you forgive your partner, your friends don't? Okay. So basically confiding in your friends about like
relationship problems. Yeah. My mom always told me that. She said, be careful what you tell me, because when you've forgiven, your person, I'm still upset about that shit, so it's like, I do think you have to be careful, but at the same time, it's like, you confide in each other, it's like, with you, I tell you, when I'm going through hardships and, when you're going in a relationship, I mean, when you were in your long-term relationship, you were just like, man, Isabel, she's perfect and all this stuff. And she is a saint, and you would just, confide in me. And
yeah, I didn't really want you to say that on the podcast.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's okay to talk about your relationships problems with your friends. I mean, I'd say, yeah, of course. I mean, I'm just trying to think of scenarios like, it's also, is it relationship problems, or is it like somebody just bitching about people they're banging? Because
right.
all that I don't really give a shit. Like, is it like a sort of like a humble brag, like, oh man, this girl, she just Always
Right,
hit me
right.
up for this dick. It's real
Yeah.
relationship problem.
So like, so yeah, you brought up a good point because so for those of you who have watched over the over the course of this show, there was a guy that we used to work for, and he always used to complain about his girl problems, and we didn't even think he liked girls, but yeah, but
there's nothing wrong with that. But
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? We live in the year 2021. Just be you. We don't care. Just do you. But it was always something about this girl, and she treated him like shit, and we would tell him that he treated her like, that she treated him like shit. But he was like, "Oh, you don't understand." But he's looking for the
it's
answer.
Ruben, Victoria. You were wondering who it's Ruben.
But yeah, I mean, it was always on that. Yeah, I mean, she was always doing him wrong. And the second you tell him, he's just like getting defensive. But then also he would want to bring her around. And, then it's like, oh, you want me to be nice to this person who's like literally taking money from you when you are like broke? Like, no.
That's a good point. Cause if all I ever hear, if you were only thing you ever told me about Crystal is the negative shit, and then you're like, oh man, she cusses me out. She's
belittles
abusive.
me.
Yeah, all this shit. And then when you're out and about, something that might not be anything, but now I'm gonna think of everything you've told me about her. Maybe she's like, damn, Manny, and I'm like, that's what he was talking about. Damn it, Crystal. Why you like that?
Exactly.
Yeah, that would. Because I take my friendships pretty close, or like pretty important. So
yeah. And it's the same thing for you. It's like if I'm chilling and then all of a sudden you're like, my Martian wife, fucking Victoria, always talking shit. I'm gonna be like, oh, I knew that, chick, she liked fucking 49ers and all that. What did Guyanese Gal say?
Here's the thing: it depends. Friends can be jealous of one another, then giving advice and not taking it. Then it'd be like, who care? Do you friend but still be there for you? Then it'd be like, who cares? Who cares?
Do you
friend? Do you friend but still be there for you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I definitely and Manny knows this, and he's there for me also. Like if I need to just vent or bitch and vice versa, totally. Always. We're both there for each other for that. And we also can kind of categorize it as like, okay, you guys just had a fight or whatever, you're just getting it out of your system. But if the only thing, like, I mean, because you'll tell me all these great things about you and Crystal and like what Crystal's done and this and that. But if all you ever tell me is just negative shit about your significant other, then I'm going to be like, what the fuck are you with this chick?
Yeah, exactly. That's all she does is fucking drive you crazy. So yeah, I would say, you can definitely talk, but just, I would say be careful, because I think that at the end of the day, it'll weigh, on that. Like if you want your lady and your friends to be chill and in the same room, be careful what you tell, because they're not going to forgive.
And that guy that Manny was talking about, he would, me and Manny would call each other to bitch about him, that dude calling us to just fucking bitch and moan about his girl. And we would be like, okay, you're calling me, asking me for input. We're telling you, fucking say bye. It's obviously a bad relationship. Like, and so we both got to the point where like, I don't want to talk about this shit. It's like,
exactly.
You don't want advice. You don't want my input. You don't want to vent. I don't know what you want. You want us to tell you to stay in this situation, but it's awful.
Right. Exactly. Yep. So,
but that was a good question.
Good question.
Let's see.
So I got the next one. Is it ever safe to ask out a coworker? If so, how do you go about it?
Have we?
I feel like we've kind of touched on that.
Look, here, we'll do it. I guess we can do it from the corporate side, because like I don't ever date comics. I've said, like, I mean, there's been comics that I thought were attractive, and maybe even I was like, somebody I thought was attractive, I was like, I think she's flirting with me, but just because I don't ever want anything misconstrued with a comic, I would never make the first move. The comic, she would have to be like straight up say, Jay, I want us to go out, and then go from there. Victoria, interesting. Victoria's laughing. I wonder what she's laughing about.
I would say from the workplace standpoint, probably don't do it. There's just so many like places you could fail in that scenario. I mean, I just think that you could be catching the right kind of vibes, but it just takes somebody feeling like, I don't know if that was consensual. And then you're, you're fucked, because it's like, for instance, at the bank, if somebody were to, if I were single, another person was single, and they were like, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" It's like, oh, okay, the date goes well, you guys hook up, and then that person's like, I think I was a little drunk and that didn't go the way I wanted it to, and then all of a sudden, so I would say, you know, just to play it safe, I wouldn't date anybody in the corporate world. I mean, but what if you guys are both digging each other? I don't know. I would say, if anything, let the woman make the first move, because I think that's the only safe way to play it nowadays.
Document everything.
Document everything. May I please record? Yeah, exactly. May I please touch your breast? Record.
Yeah, like if it especially I mean, it definitely has to be the other person, the lower person on the totem pole, will say. Like if one person's a supervisor and the other person is like a customer service rep that works under that person, whoever's the supervisor, the guy or the girl, or the two guys or the two girls, whatever, or the they, thems, these, thems, the work. Yeah. But yeah, I that's where I think it really gets, you got to be really careful, is if it's like you're trying to date your supervisor. The supervisor should never make the first move on that.
Yeah.
If you like, then there's corporations that are huge, like maybe you both work at, like when I worked at Yahoo, maybe you work at Yahoo and one person's in a totally different department, different floor on the building, so you can still do lunch, you can go to work together and stuff, but you don't really see each other at work.
And I think I told you about my crazy boss over at Bank of America. I told you about that one, right? The one who okay, so it was a girl. Well, actually, no, there was a dude. So, oh my god, like, so get this. So the market exec, he was like a big frat boy. But I remember one time I was pissing in the bathroom and he comes in and I, dick in hand, and he smacks me on the ass and he's like, "What's up, Manny?" I was just like, what the fuck? Oh my god, it was crazy, man.
I hope the hand he smacked you on the ass with wasn't the one with the dick in it.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I mean, he was always like super frat boy, and so what did Guyanese gal say? So, oh heck no, dating co-workers, nope. I got a co-worker who has let me know he wants me, but nah. First and foremost, I respect him. Too, I'm engaged. Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, first and foremost, I respect him too. She's engaged. And Ann said, I personally would not be able to date anyone I work with. Things can get sticky. I see what you did there. Ooh. Additionally, I think the relationship can get boring. Interesting.
Yeah. And then it's like, you don't want to be on bad terms. You got to see this person every day. But back to my other boss, right? So she wanted to come to a show with two of my other coworkers, and she was a bad drunk. Like, and I mean, like, I don't know if I told you, she looked like Dog the Bounty Hunter. But not even Dog's wife. Looked like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Just
Beth, but Dog.
Yeah, like Dog, just worn out, drunk. So it's John Witherspoon weekend. I'm hosting. I get on stage. I'm going through doing all my shit, and then she's like, in the front row. I'm like, all right, chill out. So second show is about to come. Crystal gets there with some of my buddies, and it's my buddy Carl's birthday, right? So I'm at the bar and expecting Crystal, and I feel this pinch on my ass, but I feel a finger next to my asshole, and I'm like, Crystal doesn't do that. And I turn around and it's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I missed you. Oh, sorry.
I turn around and it's Dog the Bounty Hunter, my boss, and she's like, "Give me another drink, bitch." And I was like,
"What?"
And, yeah. And so
I booted her.
Yeah. So I got her like another Coors Light, because I was like, "Here you go." And then I ran off, right?
Coors Light. And
like it was my buddy Carl's birthday, and Crystal was so pissed because I refused to go back downstairs for the birthday party, and the funny thing was, I was like, Crystal, my boss just grabbed my asshole. I'm not going to go back down there. And she's like, Manny, it's not about you. This is about Carl's birthday. He's new in town. Suck it up. Women got to deal with this shit all the time. And I was like, what the fuck? I feel so like you're supposed to be my champion, right? So anyways, I suck it up. They come upstairs. We do the birthday party. Fast forward. This is funny. A few years later, we go to Morocco, and these two kids are riding by on a scooter. Somebody reaches out and pinches Crystal's ass and like drives off, and she just looks offended and turns around and looks at me. And I was like, suck it up, Crystal. Women got to deal with this shit all the time. Fuck it. But this shit was crazy though, man. It was like, that boss was just so, and she still has a job to this day. I don't get it. This shit was nuts though. So It's like, you really got to be careful in the workplace,
I'm trying to, I mean, in I don't know if you would call like fans coworkers in comedy, but Dude, there was a gate. Well, here, let me read Big Daddy Chris's.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I dated a coworker once and it lasted 2 years, but it wasn't in a corporate setting. It ended a little weird, but we remained friends. That's good. I think everybody that I've dated,
You guys are on good terms,
yeah.
except for maybe one.
Oh, who you talking about, Burdette?
Yeah. I mean, you're not bad.
Yeah.
You're not on bad terms, but it's just I
Yeah,
don't think you guys talk.
And I don't even know if we would say we really dated.
Yeah, just boom.
Anyways,
I'm just kidding.
but I had like a gay stalker. There was some dude that was like it was a gay dude, and he was I think it was via Instagram or maybe Facebook, but he was like messaging me, and he's like, "Oh, you're so funny," blah blah. I was like, "Oh, thanks, man, appreciate it," etc. And then he was like, "Are you?" I was just curious, "Are you single?" And right then I'm like, "Oh God, where's this going?" I was like, "Yeah," with the hopes that he's gonna be like, "I got this hot sister I want to set you up with." Nope. He was like, "Oh, so are you?" I don't know if he straight up asked like, "Are you gay?" or something. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm straight. Sorry." And then and he's like, "Oh," and then right then that should have been the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like, "Well, would you ever consider like, maybe we could go out some?" I was like, "I'm not gay. I just fucking said." And it's like it's weird me. I the term fan is always weird to me anyways, but it's like you're talking to someone that is like a fan, and you're like, you don't want to be like, "Hey, motherfucker, you're not sick."
Dude, it's like the guy in my apartment complex who literally every time he sees me hits on me in front of Crystal and is like, "Oh, you don't even stand a chance. That is my man. I have already been with him in my mind." I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, do I not have a choice in this shit? It's just insane, man.
Guyanese, no one's on. I'm not even. We don't even. I wouldn't say I'm on bad terms with her because I haven't even talked to her forever.
Yeah,
it's not like if I saw her, I was like, "You bitch," or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I'm on bad terms really, truly with any of my exes. I just haven't talked to like I think one of them like ever. Like after that break, you know what I mean? Everybody else I was like somewhat cool with.
So. I mean, we could do a little inside ball with Victoria.
Oh yeah.
Victoria, are you still here?
Man.
I'll wait to see if Victoria responds.
All right.
But so this gay dude, he kept fucking like he was like, "I love big dudes." And like it's like every response was me going, "No, thank you, not interested." Yo, Victoria, did you hear what I said? I was gonna say tell people a little bit of our history. I'll just fuck. I mean, it's obviously Victoria. We're friends, Manny and myself. So Manny used to fuck Victoria back in the. I'm just kidding. Victoria and I used to. I guess we were talking about this last night. Yeah, we were Victoria and I were talking about this last night about. So we used to date. I guess like I don't know. Like
kind of used to hang out.
No, I hate you. Cool. Dope. All right. Well, then I'll definitely tell the story. No. Yeah, we used to date, and but I think we both didn't know where we were in the dating or the relationship or what it was really for either of us, which is probably just a lack of communication. But yeah, Victoria is a friend. I mean, I'm still on great terms with Victoria. Like I said, we were talking last night on text.
Right.
So yeah, most of the people I've been with or dated, I'm still great. But oh wait, hold on, let me read this. Just checking Guyanese. I know you do Guyanese. And said once a coworker sent me an unsolicited dick pic. And I believe, and are you a guy or a girl? I was too offended but didn't report it. In hindsight, I should have reported and got his bitch ass fired, and he had a girl. Oh,
that's
but
weird.
But this guy started. Sorry, he kept emailing me. Then he was getting, and every time I was like, again, because it's like it's a fan, so you don't want to turn away fan. Right. So you're like, oh yeah, it's funny. No, but I'm straight. Yeah. No, I'm straight. I'm straight, and I'm straight. I'm good. and then he would like, he just kept saying like, somebody. You tell them no, and then they keep like, I mean, well, why not? We could just have drinks or something. I'm like, I don't have drinks. You're Italian. Get me drunk and fuck me.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. It's like like I've told Jay about this neighbor, like he just harasses me every time he sees me. And he was like trying to get me in his car to drive up the hill to like the apartment. I'm like, no, I get in the car.
Yeah.
He followed me to the bus. He followed me to the bus one day. It's quiet on the bus.
Are you gonna tell the story about?
I'll tell the story. Yeah, I'll tell the quick story.
This story.
So
some people have already heard this, but
yeah.
you know.
So for those of you who haven't, like he follows me to the bus and it's just talking the whole time. And for those of you who know me, I'm way too nice. I just don't know how to tell somebody, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered right now. Like I don't even like I first off, I feel like empathy for like my gay friends because it's like, dude, you had probably the hardest time growing up. You know, he's black, he's gay. You know what I mean? He kind of looks like James Brown a little bit, and I'm sure people pick on him. You know, and so I'm very sensitive to that.
He was like, get up on this dick.
Get up on this dick. Oh man. So we're literally on the bus. He just is talking so loud, and he's just
binary,
like
ends on binary.
And he just is literally on the bus, just like, oh my God. And you know, my boyfriend, he tried to beat my ass. And I said, you know what? Fuck you. And so, anyways, and he watches porno, but I don't have to watch porno because I suck a mean dick. And when he said dick, a piece of spit flew off his lip and landed on my lip. And for the rest of the bus ride, I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't like close my lips. So I look like literally.
Do you do this on stage?
No, I've been trying to write it. Next, when we get back to it, that's going to be the new bit that I'm working on.
We can talk about it because I know, like,
yeah.
knowing you and how, you know, it's like you don't want to come off that you're shitting or disrespecting on gay people,
right?
Or anything.
Exactly.
But and you can even say that it's not about him being gay. Anybody, if there's spit on my lip, you're gonna be like, oh my God, get it off,
dude. So yeah,
fucking lip off.
Right. And so this was pre-COVID, but it's like, you know, he just said he sucked a mean dick. So all
you're like it's pre-COVID, but post-AIDS. So
exactly. So I'm all thinking when you say I suck a mean dick, I'm thinking sperm came out with that piece of spit and it's just sitting on my lip. And I literally, you know,
lips just drying out as the windows open as you get to it's just chapped except for the one spittle in the middle.
Oh my God. I literally look like Bubba Gump going to like work the rest of the way. I didn't like close my mouth. I was like, all right, And then I literally get to my office, take the biggest glob of hand sanitizer and just it was so
people
gross.
Like looking at you on the bus, you're like, like, oh, he's special.
It's crazy because even after he got off the bus, I'm still sitting there like, I ain't closing this shit. Fuck that. Take the whole lip. It was
fuck, dude. It's so funny because it's like, I think a lot of the funniest shit comes from uncomfortable situations, and I have a story about my opening line is I say. And there's a reason I do it. I say I got stuck in the elevator with two gay dudes, and I say that intentionally because I know it's going to almost trigger people to be like, "What does that mean?" And I go into the joke, which is basically, yeah, fucking Felicia. But I go the whole story is I was in an elevator, like two gay dudes were in front of me. I went and seen a movie with Lucas Seeley. It was in Glendale.
Okay.
Burbank. And I'm going down the escalator. Two gay dudes in front of me. They're holding hands, you know, and I was like, love is love. Great. Awesome. Cool. And, you know, like little peck here and there as they go down. Cool. We get in the elevator. So it's just me and the two gay dudes. And it's like a long flight of, or long floors of elevators, whatever.
Yeah.
Doors shut immediately. As soon as the doors shut, two guys that are facing me, one turns and is just on the other dude, hand down in his pants, grabbing his ass. They're fucking going at it. And I'm just like, okay. And then almost like every floor they would stop and then just both look back at me. And I say in the joke, I felt like I had to watch them to let them know I'm cool with them being gay, you know? Like, nope, I'll watch it, man. Every floor, I'm still here. I'll even get involved if that'll let you know I'm cool with you guys being gay.
Man, there's like this overcompensation because you know that you support them and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're just like every time they look back, you just want to be like,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, fuck them, put it in, do it. I'm with you. Let's go. Fuck it. Oh God, dude, it was so fucking uncomfortable though.
Hilarious.
And it's not any. If a straight couple was doing that, I'd be like, fucking get a room. But it's like because it's a gay couple, I gotta be like more time. No, it's cool, man. Do whatever you got.
Right. Oh my
fuck,
God.
dude. All
Oh,
right,
I wanted to
yeah.
ask this one real quick because it is Memorial Day, and we have lots of people in the
Hold on,
service.
Big Daddy Chris said you're a
Oh
good
yeah.
one, Manny. I wouldn't have made it with the spittle.
Oh my god, it was the worst. Oh god, I relived that moment in my mind, just terrified.
And
See,
N said about the guy that sent the dick pic. He begged and pleaded me not to report him. I had mercy on him because I've done some stupid shit under the influence. I never worked a shift ever with dude ever again. That's good. All right,
dude,
so,
and it's crazy to me. It's like, first off, to any man out there, don't send any unsolicited dick pic. Don't even send any inappropriate texts, because I know plenty of girls who have gotten those like uncomfortable like texts, emails, whatever the fuck. Like one of my like coworkers that I work with, like when we were at a different company, she was telling me all these crazy things, like that this one guy was saying, like, "Hey, have you ever had your asshole eaten?" Like, I'm like, damn, not even subtle. I mean,
the Lord's Day.
that's what I'm saying. I was just like, what the hell? So I mean, God, the things that women got to deal with, it is fucking ridiculous. And so,
What up, hippie goals?
what up, hippie
I
goals?
hippie goals Saturday when I went to Nate Jackson's super funny comedy show. And I saw
Nice.
Kevin, all them. Okay, hit me, Manny. What
Okay,
up?
okay. So, with it being Memorial Day, we have a lot of people in the service. Would you have a hard time being married to somebody who was in the military and constantly relocating? I don't think that you would have the hardest time,
Right.
but
God, you know me so well.
yeah. So maybe, yeah. So elaborate on that. Would you be okay with it?
Yeah, I would be totally fine with it. I mean, I bounced around. I think I counted up one time. I think I went to 13 different schools growing up. But I've lived all over. I bounced around. It's actually crazy how comfortable I am here in Vegas and how much I'm enjoying it. And like, it's starting to sort of planting roots. Like we've talked about this before. Like I've always like kind of kept my nut low, so like not accumulate stuff just because I don't know if I'm going to stay in a place for too long. But
Right.
Vegas, I mean, I've got some art,
Yeah, man.
things, but I would be fine with it. If I guess the only thing is if she's like we're moving to like some place that has no comedy
Oh shit.
at all. I mean, even if it just has one club within
Right.
like 100-mile radius, cool. I can get my fix there, and then I'll be on the road doing doing shows. But
Yeah,
if
like if you had to move to like a U.S. territory, you know what I mean, like a Puerto Rico, or some like what's the other one? Not the Galapagos Islands, but just somewhere that didn't have any industry or anything. So I mean, that's the thing about. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just if they didn't have a comedy club, I think I can, as long as there's one comedy club within, I'll be good. I'll make it work. I'll be on the road most of the time, and I can use that one comedy club for open mics when I have shit. But
yeah, I think that's
Guam.
Guam. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like Guam would be such a tough place to be. But it's like and I also don't think that people understand like what it would be like to start up an open mic. Like starting up an open mic is one of the worst like things to try to get going, because you're hoping that people show up. You hope that there's good talent. You're trying to like work on there's just so much that I hated about our open
I did
mic.
one here at my buddy Adam Dominguez, very funny comic. He runs with another guy. He runs a open mic here. I think it's on Wednesdays at Taco Dive Bar, and it was my birthday. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go there. I'll just, and I walk in, and it's like fucking just 20 decibels. I don't know if that's a lot. 1 million decibels loud, but you can't. It's like there's where the people are doing stand up, people are sort of watching, and then the people in the back you can't really hear shit. And so I just went up there and sat down and just kind of shat on like this one lady in the front that was like not paying attention, and I was like,
isn't it the worst? It's like
none of this matters.
Yeah, I mean, like shout out to them for trying to put on an open mic, but it's like it just reminds me of like I love you. Sometimes you'll see him in the comments, guys. Armani, you know what I mean, and no, not Armani, sorry, Amani Taylor, and his brother. They used to put on like good shows throughout,
907 local
907, but then they also have some of these dive bars where it's just like their TV's on. There's God, thank you, Felicia. You were the
we should
best.
make Felicia a mod.
We should, you know what I mean? And
definitely
we should also
not Victoria, but Felicia. Yeah.
Don't forget to like the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, it's like there's nothing worse as a comic than knowing that people aren't there for comedy, but you're being forced to throw jokes at them when they're just like, I just got off the hardest day of work. I just want to fucking drink and I want to watch the fucking game. But yet there's comedy and these guys are talking shit to me while I'm just trying to have my drink, you know?
Yep.
So.
Yep. And I remember I always kind of, I don't know why, but I always feel like I got to be the policeman. If like I did it at Tacoma Comedy Club, I have a video where this guy wanted to fight me at an open mic because it's like if somebody's being disrespectful at the open mic or whether it's another comic or whoever, I feel like I'm like, all right, I'll waste my time and just use my time to fucking put them in check.
Right.
Because it drives me nuts.
Dude, you remember Papa's Pub? Like you did Papa's
yeah.
Pub in Kent and like nobody was listening. And I think you said somebody just got up on stage and just started screaming in the mic and then left. So
it's fucking God, I can't remember his name. There was one place I would love to be a mod. It would be an honor. Oh, Felicia. Okay, we'll talk. And said, I know someone who identified herself as military wife. She and her baby bounced around everywhere with her husband who served in the army. He cheated on her with several women. Yikes. Way to bring the whole mood down. And,
you know, the crazy part about that is like, can't guys, if they're married in the military, if they are caught cheating, I think that they can get kicked out.
Really?
For cheating on their lady. Yeah. So that's
wild. Fuck, what was I gonna say? It was about the
open mic. Not Papa's Pub.
No, it was at what was the pizza place in Kirkland, I think.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about. We used to pop over there, not Pagliacci's, was it? But we used to go over there after we would do our open mic because it would still be open, and then we would just do like a quick set. It would almost be empty, but we would just work shit.
Victoria says if they do it with someone else in the military.
Oh, okay.
And Stefan is talking about the sloth fight at the 907. Yeah, the dude. Pegasus Pizza. Yes. Stefan,
Pegasus. That's right. Oh, man.
Fight Big J. Wait. Sorry, are they drunk? Because I mean, I've been known to do some things with the hands.
Although, he got into it at Comic-Con, and I have to tell you about that one time.
Yeah. No. So I was at that pizza joint, Pegasus Pizza. And there was a dude in the front row. It was a black dude with an older white lady.
Right.
And the black dude was just heckling every fucking comic. And so I told my buddy, I was like, he says one thing, I got to do something. So the black dude was drunk. He didn't give a fuck. So I'm like, I'm not going to do. So when he said something, I said to him straight up, I go, look, you've been heckling everybody. You've been talking and everything. So if you say another thing, I'm not going to say shit to you, but I'm going to destroy your girl.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with that. I'm going to make her cry. I guarantee you. I'm going to talk about her being older than you. And I just gave a little hint. And I said to the lady, I go, I'm sorry, but you're going to be collateral damage because I'm going to fucking ruin you in front of everybody. And I told the dude, I was like, and you're going to deal with that the rest of the night. So you can say something. And just know, though, she's going to take the brunt of it. And then he shut the fuck up.
God, man. Just fucking ruthless. Well, I'm trying to think. Should we leave him with a teaser?
Yes. Let me move that. Hold on. Looking.
Or does anybody in the comments have any questions?
Oh, yeah. Somebody want to throw out?
Throw some questions for us. It could be about anything. It doesn't even necessarily have to be about love.
How do you dress your partner? I'm reading these as I'm thinking of a teaser. This could be the teaser.
Okay.
It's getting. If we don't do it now, it's going to be way too long. The one about Kim K.
Oh yeah. OnlyFans.
What?
Are you saying you want us to do an OnlyFans?
I'm going to start one for thick dudes called Only Hams. Oh, OnlyFans for you. We did that. We did OnlyFans if you're significant other.
Yeah.
You'd know that, Victoria, if you had listened to every episode.
Oh man.
Okay, we'll do this one. We'll do this teaser. And if anybody wants to email a question, bigirishj@gmail.com. That's bigirishj@gmail.com. Shout out to Phil Fox for the version of doing that.
And maybe we'll have Phil on at some point for a live if you guys want to get some love advice from him, because he definitely
already did, Victoria.
That's so good.
So yeah, we should have Phil on. But actually, let's set that up. Have Phil on. He's got some wild stories.
I feel like we wanted to get Phil on with somebody else.
Ron Vi.
Ron, yeah. Okay, maybe we'll get both, or maybe we'll just get Phil. But I think that would be a good one. Okay, let's see.
Ooh, actually, this is a good. Here, this will be the teaser.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down. Hold on. Stefan Ward with the teaser. Good one, Stefan.
God, I love him.
What subject in a relationship has your biggest fight been about?
Ooh.
Okay, I'm writing this down. What subject in your relationship biggest fight been about? Biggest fight been about? Been about. Okay, and we will answer that on the next Love in Black and White. Yep. And oh no, Phil is a mess. He's the best. He's the best in the mess. Okay. And what do you want to plug, Manulus?
Nothing really going on right now. I was supposed to have a big announcement this week, but I'll be throwing it out next week. Okay. So, yep. Yeah, other than that, not really much going on. Taking girls to smoke on the balcony with my key.
I don't smoke, Victoria. All right. Anyways, what do you don't have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, nothing coming up. I do need to drop a new episode of that of my sports show.
Not so easy to be consistent, is it, man?
No, it isn't.
Dude, I love this. I love ours. And,
it's so good.
Worthless. Yeah, I'll just say we got the Hollings Worthless tomorrow, which we always do that live. I mean, we've been doing it live now for a while.
6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern.
Yes, and coming up, I'm gonna keep plugging it until it happens. June 13th, St. Louis Helium Comedy Club filming my 1 hour special and special guests Kane Holloway to hear more. I wanted Manny to be there, but he can't be there. And Phil's gonna be there. Sean, the McCann's going to be there. Ryan Cott, which you guys don't know, but he's the booker from Boston, and like first stage I went on. And who else? Casey Courier is going to be there, booker from Phoenix, and a good buddy. A lot of friends are going to be there, but that is June 13th, St. Louis Helium, 7 p.m. Please come out. Tell your friends. If you got friends or family there, let them know. And other than
tell a friend to tell a friend. That's what you know.
And other than that, I'm good. So until next time,
we'll be putting the love back in your right. It's Love in Black and White.